on Storyboard, two women, Shireen Davar, Global Business Director, J. Walter Thompson Worldwide, and Bindu Sethi, Chief Strategy Officer, J. Walter Thompson India, speak about the female tribe and their agency's global study on women behavior. And it's been 3 months since our Balki has left advertising. What does he miss about this business? What doesn't he miss? Let's find out from Balki himself. Hello and welcome to Storyboard. This is Shivani Kharat, and we begin today's show with the news that veteran brand consultant and co-founder of Chlorophyll, Anand Halve, popularly known as Andy, is no more. The ad in the marketing industry was in fact shocked to hear about his sad demise early on Wednesday morning in Mumbai. Storyboard had spoken to Andy on many occasions. Let's hear a few minutes of one such conversation which will give you a sense of Andy's superb clarity on brands and branding.
I feel terrific when I wear a t-shirt with the swoosh on it. That's the value of the brand. But equally, I'm not wedded to it. Tomorrow I'm wearing another t-shirt. So you have to, on the one hand, is the trend pushing up the demand for branded goods. On the other, is this promiscuity, which is I can't hold on to you. That is the challenge that a brand needs to manage, and which means redefining what a brand is.
Right.
Apple is an idea. It is not merely a question of another tablet or another smartphone. Are you willing to stay true to that idea? And that cost is actually a cost of foregoing the cheap and simple option available.
All my professional and personal interactions with Andy have been full of wonderful conversations, and I will fondly remember him as someone with great wit and incredible sense of humor. May his soul rest in peace. Now we speak to two women on a mission to know what women really want. Shireen Davar, Global Business Director, J. Walter Thompson Worldwide, and Bindu Sethi, Chief Strategy Officer, J. Walter Thompson India, are in conversation with us speaking about a global study conducted by their agency that looks for insights on women and their behavior as consumers. The study is designed to allow marketers to target women consumers in various countries around the world more efficiently.
Shireen, thank you for talking to us. Bindu, thank you for talking to us. So to begin with, Shireen, tell me about the study.
So Female Tribes is a global study based in 9 countries, and it was the brainchild of a planner based in London called Rachel. And she had seen probably about 4 years ago a number of briefs that had busy working mum on the brief. And she took it upon herself to say there's more to women than the busy working mum role that we as advertising agencies have perpetuated. And so after a year of desk research, J. Walter Thompson and herself took it upon a global study, which is a quant study, to actually look and dig into all of the real insights behind women globally. And so it's for the last 3 years we've been working on this, and it's been a real amazing journey of finding a lot of commonalities globally, and then also digging into specifics for countries like India, and we've also done this for APAC as well. So it's been a really great journey.
So tell me about the standout learnings from the study.
That globally, women are really excited that they are sort of finding this resurgence of power in themselves and actually supported by other women. And I think that's one thing that globally we've been really astounded by, that there's this strength that women garner from other strength, and together we can change this whole conversation. The other thing that we've found is that femininity globally is considered a strength.
Right.
There's a changing face of femininity and what that looks like.
So what does that look like?
In certain markets it looks quite aggressive, right. And in other markets it looks very gentle, very feminine, very graceful, but all with an inherent power and boldness beneath it. So there's a lot of, I veer away from the word empowerment because it's kind of an overused word, right. But there's this internal strength that women have, and there's this We've seen in some of the Olympics that just happened from some of the stories in China that we've been seeing, what femininity looks like and how women are speaking out, how they're not afraid to tell stories of struggle, of challenge, because they're not defined anymore by their responsibilities, they're defined by their achievements, and I think that's something that we should be very proud of.
Bindu, from the study, what have you found that is useful for India, or what have you found
it's really interesting when you see India in the context of the rest of the world, because you expect that the Indian woman is feeling not as empowered, to use a cliche, as her counterpart in some of the other countries, but it's quite the contrary. We over-index on every new thought or new woman's narrative.
No, is this urban India, rural India? What is the sample coming from?
Okay, this is the internet using India.
Right.
So
it is
the study is, the study is on. But Anand, I would again say the internet using India, because with the mobile telephone, is not just urban India. There is lot of
certainly a skew towards urban India.
But urban, but not metro.
Right.
Let me put it like that. It's urban India, but it's not metro India. So these thoughts run across.
Okay.
I mean, so one of the things that really fascinated me about the study is the woman for woman. That women support women.
Right.
And that is something...
Is that as true as the international index? I mean, are you over-indexing?
We over-index on it. 93% of Indian women say they would mentor and
support
other women.
Right.
So that I think is a pretty fantastic thing. Of course, the second big thing that we find is that technology is changing women's lives.
So, Shireen, tell me, if we see lots of studies, especially by ad agencies nowadays, and how does that translate to benefit to your clients?
For this specific study, the amount of global insights garnered for it has been unparalleled. It's the first study where so many women have been interviewed globally.
What is the size?
We're getting up to about 9,000 globally, which is pretty incredible. And I think one of the things on this is we're not trying to compete with company segmentation studies. This is actually an overlay to get insights into really writing briefs that can change the way that brands build relationships with their consumers. I think when you look globally, and this is not necessarily skewed to any one country, a lot of women do not feel that they're being communicated to in the way that they wish to be. They feel that advertisers speak to them as sort of a third party that's being held over here, that they're not being communicated to them as they wish to be so. Primarily because, and also this is one of the major things in the studies, again, we class them as a mum, and actually women don't necessarily class themselves as mum first. Home and family is really important in this study, but actually women define themselves as so many other things, and often that's about career and what they put behind a career, and that can be defined in so many ways and so many aspects of what a career looks like. So I think when we talk to brands, the critical thing here is to say, change your briefs so that you can change your content, and then when you change your content, you can actually really relate to what women want, and together we can create role models and brands that women want to aspire to be and to actually interact with, and that's the sort of the hub of what we're trying to do here. It's not just another study to uncover some insights that can't be actually applied to brands. It's saying we need to change this conversation, change the narrative, not only for your brands but also for the greater societal good.
I'm going to tell you one of the problems that I see, not with GWT but agencies across, is they invest a lot in studies like this, and then they do little or nothing with it. It doesn't disseminate. Here you're talking to me, and you're talking to others in the next few days, but studies don't go out to managers, to brand managers. So how do you deal with that?
Look, Anand, this is a new area.
Right.
Nobody has done this,
right?
If you go and ask a woman only questions about her motherhood, you will only get that response.
Right.
Now we are asking her questions on a larger sphere of herself, which we are seeing is opening up. And we know from technology studies that she's much more connected. We suddenly have a huge more new narrative and huge new way of looking at women. I think our marketers are pretty smart. They're not going to ignore this piece of information. This is pretty robust.
I don't think you can, I don't think you can ignore this information, because the cultural groundswell, and you asked me at the beginning, one of the things about the study that stands out is that these are global trends.
Right.
So there are things that pop specifically for India, but this is a momentum that has to be acknowledged across the world, and we've gone out to speak to most of our markets. So all of Europe and most of Asia have now been covered, and I think the acceptance within J Water and taking it to clients and brand managers, there's a lot of interest, and we won't stop the conversation.
The last question to you, it's 6 months from now, if you look back, how would you measure the success or the lack of success of the study? The study's been done, but it's of no use if it's not embraced by marketers. How would you measure the success?
If 3 to 4 clients have taken it on and done something to distinctly change the way that they talk in media.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shireen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bindu.
Thank you, Anand.
It is time for us to slip into a short break. When we return, we talk about films, advertising and creativity and much more when we speak to our Balki. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.